You ready to let the games begin? Oh, baby, cause I'm ready. When I'm hard, get set, here we go. Check it. Girl, I want you to stay so we can play this little game we play. You go hide and I will sleep. Let me be the one to make you breathe. Yeah, baby. Boy, I really wanna stay and play that little game you play.
Hello, Cancers. This is Tarot Queen Jamila. Hello, welcome. This is your May-June 2018 love forecast and psychic reading. So, welcome to the channel. This is if you're a new if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want a private reading, the link to my website is below, and I do also offer spell work, cleanses, healing, love spells, money spells, so you can contact me for a consultation, okay? All right, I am going to get your cards laid out. This is going to be primarily for people in relationships, but I will call it out for the singles, okay, if I see something for the singles, okay? I'm going to call to the spirits and spirit guides for the Cancers, spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels. What messages do you have for the Cancers going into May? What are you seeing happening during the month of May? What energies are going to come up for the Cancer going into June? And then what are you seeing happening during the month of June and final outcome? All right, for Cancer lovers, for their love life. Okay. All right, I have your answer, Cancers, and I'm going to try to, because this is a pretty big spread, so let's go ahead and get the cards laid out there. Okay. That is a weird, loud noise that I just heard. Okay.
What is that?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Is that a bug?
No, it would sound like a car or something. Okay, so the energies that you're taking into May is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups comes up, so I feel like a lot of you Cancers in your relationships, or even if you're single, you're feeling really, really good going towards May. Now, just to let you guys know that Mercury will move out of retrograde in May, so we will be out of that Mercury retrograde phase. And so what I'm seeing for you guys, you got the World card that comes up, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and then the Star card. So what I can see happening is during the month of May is, first of all, there's some closure. Now, the Ten of Swords could sometimes represent endings sometimes in relationships, but I feel like these are endings for the better. I feel like there is some kind of difficulty going up to the first, second half of May. I feel like it represents reaching a negative end to a cycle, or, you know, maybe it means that you're getting closure on something. I definitely do feel as though there could possibly be, with the Ten of Swords, maybe some kind of arguments. Maybe there's something I feel as though the Ten of Swords represents when there's something negative that's there, but you reach, like, you go ahead and you cycle it out. Like, you just have a final, you know, it's kind of like a final chapter of whatever it is. Now, you can see with the Knight of Swords, Cancer, could represent lover. They don't have to necessarily be an air sign, but they can just be your lover, feel like this is where I can definitely sense some negative things happening the first half of May. But I feel like, you know, this represents love or both of these, and also the relationship. So the star card comes up as representing healing. It represents hope. It represents, you know, where things seem to be really bad, they're not. There's like this, you know, so the star card does represent, feel like whatever it is that you're going through, it is some kind of healing process. So, you know, thank God the star card came up, because that really saved the reading, to be honest with you. So just looking at your cards, Cancer, coming up for the next couple of months, again, May and June. You get the Seven of Wands, okay? Then you get the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Hermit, the Queen of Cups, and then the Six of Cups. So some of you Cancers are reuniting with somebody, and it looks like it's either an earth sign or a fire sign. Okay, so there's a reunion. There's a love reunion, and particularly for those of you that, you know, that you broke up, and I feel like you're getting back together, you know, going towards the end of June. For those of you that are in ongoing relationships, I'm seeing that there's some boundaries that are being put up right here with this Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands kind of represents when it does represent sort of feeling stuck. So I feel like the energies, but with the Star card and then the Seven of Wands and then just the Eight of Wands coming up for the month of June. So it's not like you're stuck. It's more like you're in transition. Possibly even taking things slow. So you can see here the dynamic of the Hermit. The Hermit represents possible taking a break, possible just, you know, I feel like it represents taking some time to either heal or, you know, so you can definitely see this is happening here. The Eight of Cups does represent, whenever the Eight of Cups comes up, it does kind of represent possible leaving a situation behind, but just seeing the way that the cards go, I feel like a lot of you Cancers are leaving something behind, and you're moving forward. So a lot of you are doing that in the month of June in particular. Okay. And a lot of you possibly could be dealing with an earth sign, or it could be a water sign that you're dealing with, possibly. Okay. So some of you, I feel like this Queen of Cups, she could represent a new lover coming into the picture. Sorry if that's dark. I'm like casting a shadow over all of the cards, but that's because I'm trying to read them. So I apologize for that. I do see for the single Cancers that are feeling stuck. Okay, for a lot of you Cancers that are feeling stuck, I do see this water sign coming into the picture. For some of you that are feeling emotionally abandoned in your relationship and possibly feeling like, you know, you're possibly like the Seven of Wands in a love reading, it kind of represents when you say to your lover, hey, wait a minute. Let's set and establish some rules and some boundaries. Okay. So I can sense a lot of you Cancers, you know, if you're in relationships going through this, you know, this is a deal breaker for me. So I can definitely sense, you know, Cancers sort of putting up that wall around themselves. That's typically how Cancers perform their manipulation. A little bit. They'll sort of pull themselves back from the situation a whole lot. And, you know, but then you can see we're going towards the second week first week of June, you kind of feel a little, you know, maybe that little emotional abandonment, but it's typically when somebody is trying to get rid of bad emotions. In particular, if you're dealing with an earth sign Cancer, there are times when they have to go off into their own thing. And there are times when they do want to be alone. So you can kind of see that maybe the first week, being that Cancers are so sensitive, we will sort of kind of feel emotionally abandoned or whatever. But you can see with the Eight of Wands that, you know, you can tell that you know, there's that's a, you know, I feel like that represents passion, and it also represents moving forward, going towards like a steady pace, like having some kind of steady pace. The Hermit comes up, so I feel like the dynamic of the Hermit is sort of when feel like it represents when I feel like, especially with being next to the Queen of Cups, this is where I feel like lovers sort of either working, you know, maybe doing their own thing. Maybe there's some kind of, you know, energy within that. And feel like it's where the Queen of Cups is saying, God, I'm tired, guys. That's why I kind of can't read right now. Sorry about that. But and I just gotta articulate it is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it articulated is basically what I'm trying to do. But I feel like it's where you take a little bit of time apart, but it's okay because everybody is emotionally stable. I feel like this is where you're releasing some negative emotion and you're letting off some steam. But then I feel like the outcome being the Six of Cups. It's almost like absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's kind of what I'm trying to get out. I feel like you're taking time apart. You may be taking some time apart to work on each other, to work on yourselves, to work on either an emotional issue or somebody has to deal with their career. Somebody's trying to make a breakthrough on a career, or maybe they're just doing something, you know, like for example, with the Eight of Cups, it does represent leaving something behind. It does represent moving on or some kind of life improvement. But then again, the Eight of Wands could represent maybe somebody in the relationship could be feeling a little emotionally abandoned. And it could be because somebody's busy. They could be working on something within themselves. So I kind of feel like you Cancers are working on something. And I do see with the Six of Cups represents that happy feeling, represents happiness. It represents when good energies return to you. So I do feel as though there's something important that's happening. There's definitely something important that's happening. Uh, you know, I feel like a lot of you Cancers may have something going on with work, maybe something going on at home, because there's other things that are happening in your lives simultaneously, you know, other than your relationship. But I do feel as though, especially with the Nine of Cups and then the Six of Cups, feel like you're working on something, you're working out something. Then also with this card coming up, I feel like a lot of you Cancers are wanting to get back with somebody from the past, and I feel like you're asking the universe for it. And you can see where I feel like it is going to manifest. I feel like that person is going to manifest coming up. So different dynamics are happening. I will tell you that if you're in a relationship, I feel like all of these cards are positive. In particular, you know, just because of the outcome with being the Six of Cups. So you can tell that there's a lot happening. There's some healing that's happening from a betrayal. Um, there's also closure coming up and healing. So this is very, very positive. The Seven of Wands kind of represents where there's still work to be done, and you can see that is being done. So it looks like it's a process that you're going through. And then the Six of Cups comes up. So a lot of you that are single, though, you are going to get back with somebody from the past. This person is either fire, earth, or water. And you can see right here where you're getting really restless. You're getting ready. You can tell right here, this is where you're sort of saying, oh my goodness, I can't be stuck like this. So a lot of you Cancers that are single, you're not going to be single anymore. You're going to really be working on that, feel like in the month of June, because you can definitely see where a lover comes in. Somebody might be taking it a little too fast, but you can definitely see that happening. For those of you in existing relationships, you can see that you're definitely, again, going through a process, getting some kind of closure and healing in the month of May. And then also you can see where Cancers and maybe even possible their partner is going through something. I feel like you're releasing. The Eight of Cups, I feel like this is where you're releasing some kind of, oh, that's what it is. You're releasing those bad, negative emotions, and that's what was keeping you stuck. But you can see where you kind of free yourself, where you get that release right here. And you can definitely see during that time, you know, you and lover kind of, you know, you're sort of like, you're sort of looking at each other, but you're looking at yourselves at the same time. And so you may have some periods in June where you may feel like, you know, you're kind of off doing your own thing, sort of, you know what I mean? Then I can see a lot of you Cancers. I see some things, like things moving forward, things moving quickly for you in June. I need to do some general readings for June, I see. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, Cancer. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you need a private reading. The link to my website is below. And I'll see you guys next time. Blessed be.